Hey. What's up, y'all? Come on in. I should have music playing, right? I should have music playing. Yes. That would be amazing. Amazing. Good morning. Welcome to the latest edition of Tips, Topics, and Talk. Hey, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome. Welcome. Ooh, we got a lot to talk about today, y'all. A lot of things to cover. Hey, y'all. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome, welcome. It is 11:11 Eastern Standard Time. Yes, we got a lot of stuff to cover. Y'all, I went down the rabbit hole so tough this morning with news and information. I was like, you know what? We just going to be a little late today. We're going to be late today because, hey, Jen, how are you? John, how are you? I literally had so much information. I was inundated with information. So much so that I thought I'm just gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to get all this information, all this tea, and I'm gonna have to bring it to you. Hey, Rome, how are you, sweetie? Hey, how are you? Congratulations on February 10th. I saw that. Hey, Sage, how are you? Get your just. How are you? Good morning, or good early afternoon, depending on where you are. And thank you so much for the love, Rome. I appreciate you, y'all. We're going to continue on with where we left off. But good morning for those of you all who are new here. This is Tips, Topics, and Talk. I'm Paulette. I'm a part of Brownstone Worldwide. I'm the owner and founder, actually, of Brownstone Worldwide, which houses Brownstone Living Magazine. We have brownstoneworldwide.com and Cityscape Radio, where you can get an opportunity to meet some of the people in the neighborhood who are our podcasters, like Coach Kiana Shaw and licensed therapist in marriage counselor Danielle Lipkin. We also have the Zim Ladies Roundtable. Their show actually airs tonight on the Brownstone at brownstoneworldwide.com, BWTV, or over on our YouTube channel at Brownstone Worldwide, where I'm actually airing live for the third day in a row. Why is this important to you? Because diversification is key in these times. Y'all, come on in here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good afternoon, yo. Yes, and woo is right, Rome. Congratulations on that. Listen, we definitely need to make sure that we are featuring you in the coming months. Now, here's how we do things. Good morning, y'all. Thank you so much for the likes. Here's how we do things. First of all, this is Tips, Topics, and Talk. That's the name of the show, right? This is where you're going to get the tips for the day. You're going to get the topics. You're also going to get the talk. What we don't do here is focus on one thing. We talk about a myriad of different things. Now, what we have been talking about for the past couple of days has been the presidential election and executive orders. And yesterday I lost my list of executive orders, but guess who finally found it and copied it and pasted it? I did. So we're going to be talking about that today. We're going to be talking about Minister Meredith Boud. I hope I said her name right. And she was over the prayer session yesterday for the president-elect and his cabinet and family and friends. Yes. And she let him have it in the most loving of ways. And the look on his face, he couldn't even look at her. We definitely are going to be sharing that a little bit later today. And I'll probably play like a little bit of it. But y'all know how we always do. Grab your coffee and your water. If you have not already taken your prescribed meds or your vitamins for the day, I am encouraging you to do that right now. Go ahead and join us as I go ahead and I pull up the list of news and information that you can use while I go ahead and make my drinks for the day. What are my drinks? Water. I put my electrolytes in them, and I also put my magnesium in them, okay? Helps to calm me down, okay, throughout the day. And it's something that we lose as we get older anyway. Go ahead and get you some of this. This is not a sponsored ad or a post. This is something I know works for me, okay? So go ahead and get you some. Now, the next thing that I do is I also do take my prescribed meds. I'm not going a day without them. And the one that I know for sure is vitamin D3. listen, we're probably all deficient. And then for me, as a menopausal woman, I am not going to miss a day without my estrogen. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. How about that? All right. Now, we're going to go ahead and get our coffee going. We're going to be talking about what's happening in the news. Also, we're talking about tech giants, what's happening with them. Some other things that are happening as well, like the snowstorm for those of us from Wisconsin, we like, you remember the young lady's face back in the day? She did like that. Look, I'm trying to figure out like what, like, is this a snowstorm? Is that what this is? I'm not sure. So we're going to be talking about that today. Hey, Marie, how are you? We're also going to be talking about Netflix may be changing some pricing. Mr. Beast, we're going to be talking about him and him talking about maybe even considering purchasing TikTok. We're going to talk about that. Hey, K Rich, tech giants unveil $500 billion AI venture. We definitely need to talk about that because politics are wrapped all up in it. We're going to be talking about the IMDb founder finally steps down as the CEO of the company. Wonder why that happened. So here's what you need to do. Grab your coffee. I'm going to go ahead and get started in making mine. And grab your water, get your vitamins, whatever. We're going in for about an hour or so talking to each other. Y'all come on in this room and let's just get some conversation going. What is really going on with that? Okay, so, here's the perfect bug. Because, baby, this is how much tea we're going to have today. Boom. All right, so let's get to going. Let's see, I need some water. Let me get some water put in there. And we're going to go ahead and get started because it's important for y'all to get some kind of tea. Now, yesterday, I talked about this briefly because I think we need to discuss this as well. Some of you all, when I'm going on my timeline, you all are saying things like, oh, they're censoring what we see. They're censoring what we're talking about. It's like, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. You are right. I have noticed it as well. You are not by yourself. I don't want to talk about nothing no more. I'm just going to leave, social media alone, blah, blah, blah. I don't want any part of it. Why would you do that? Because what I do know is that the people that are a part of what is happening right now in terms of providing news and information, we're on social media now. Some of us decided not to go back into radio or into news. Some of us decided that we wanted to provide to you exactly what you needed right here. So with that, here we are. Now, if you don't want to go ahead and glean all the news and information, we'll give it to you in bite-sized pieces over here. Now, something else we're going to start doing is we're going to start talking about some of the entertainment that you are seeing on social media, from some of the shows that are out there that you can definitely check out. One of the ones that I will be featuring today, I actually wrote it down, and I actually took some time and followed the young man. I've been following him for some time, but followed the young man. And we want to talk about 1984, 1985. It's a cute little episodic show that is actually in its second season on all social media platforms. And you definitely want to take advantage of looking at that, because if you love a quick, good soap opera, this is absolutely something you definitely want to check out. All right. So I'm getting my coffee ready and we're going to be going in. Okay. So for those of you all who are new here, go ahead and like, comment, share this particular broadcast. We're going to be talking here for a little while about some things that are happening. And then also something else I'm going to do too. Hold on. Let me go ahead and pull this up because I think this is important too. Y'all, I'm trying to shake off the cobwebs. That's what happens when you're up looking at the news all morning long and just like inundated with news. And you want to make sure that you're getting all the stuff that you need done. Come on now, coffee maker. There we go. Oh. All right, so let me get my cream. Y'all, I'm wrapped up. I got on multiple layers today so that I can stay warm because my office does not have heat. So I'm heating up my office right now. Let me get a spoon, and we're gonna start putting our electrolytes and stuff in here. Let's see. Is this the wrong? No. Here we go. Yeah, this is the wrong drawer. This is the wrong drawer. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's time for some electrolytes. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. Electrolytes, magnesium. Y'all ready? Let's go. Let's go. All right. Let's put that in there. We're going to go ahead and get started. Okay. What are we talking about today? What y'all want to talk about first? Y'all want to talk about this weather? I think we should talk about the weather. Let's talk about the weather. So I went outside yesterday and I noticed that, hang on, y'all. I noticed that it was snowing. Anybody else notice it was snowing outside? Am I aggravated? Absolutely. I am aggravated. Why? Because I did not move to the south for this. I didn't move to the south for this. I didn't do that. All right, so we have our magnesium. We have our water. I might have put too much magnesium in it. My body will tell me very soon if it is too much. All right. Okay. So we got our water. We're good to go. All right, let's go ahead and get our coffee. We're going to start getting this news and information together. So this is going to give you time. Also get your water, get your coffee, and get your notebook. What is the notebook for? If you are new here to Tips, Topics, and Talk, this is where you write down the 6 most important things of the day that you need to do. Okay? This is what you're going to write it on. Okay? And this is how you are going to stay up with what you got going on for the day. All right? So let me go get my coffee. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's get started with some news and information first. Because why not? Who's ready? Y'all ready? Come on in here. Come on here. All right. We're talking news and information. Welcome to Tips, Topics, and Talk. First of all. Okay. Hang on just a second. I want to also give you guys some things that are happening in what we're going to be telling you guys about a little bit later. Okay. We got some different products and services we're going to be telling you guys about a little bit later. And what I'm going to start doing, I said I was going to start yesterday, but y'all, I suffered with the jet lag so bad from my trip over the weekend. And then, talking with family about preparing my sister's obituary and all of that, which is done. But I didn't realize how emotionally taxing it was going to be. Looking at family photos, talking about yesterday with family and friends and things like that it literally had me like spent. And I was sitting on the couch yesterday upstairs in my little family room, and I literally don't remember anything else. But when I opened my eyes, it was 3 hours later. Clearly, it was rest I needed. The body needed some rest. Because see, I was going to come back on here a little bit later yesterday and go live, and I just didn't have it in me. So let's go ahead and get started with news and information that you can use. Once again, this is Tips, Topics, and Talk. We're talking about things that are important to you, things that you should kind of know about, and maybe you don't want to take the time to maybe listen to just regular old news because it's overwhelming right now. We're giving you the basics, okay? We're going to share with you some things that are important and things that you definitely need to be paying attention to, because what I don't believe in 2025 and beyond is that we don't need to be blind to what is happening. We don't need to just put our head in the sand and pretend that things aren't happening and then we're just going to open our eyes in 4 years and everything will be different. No, you need to know everything that is happening, no matter how uncomfortable it is, because this is going to help you to make better decisions, especially for those of you all who voted for this particular administration, and you need to learn, because what I'm learning now from some people that are already regretful of their decision is they're already saying, "Hey, Angela, come on in. Welcome to Tips, Topics, and Talk." They're already saying things like, "Oh, I regret what I've done, XYZ. This is already costing me," or "I'm already starting to see, some things that are going on." And I'm just like, "Oh my God, you didn't do the research." We need to stop. Let's go here before I get started. We need to stop thinking with our emotions, stop voting with our emotions. We need to use logical sense. Okay. And we're going to be talking about some of that. All right. Thank you so much for the likes. Let's go ahead and get started because it's super important. All right. Here we go. The first thing that I always like to do is just give you just news. First of all, let's talk about this weather. All right. Let's talk about what happened yesterday. I was so mad. Now, if you follow me on social media, on my Facebook page, or also on my on my TikTok, you'll see where I was absolutely aggravated. Y'all, my wig was full of snow yesterday. I was just so outdone. Thank you so much for the likes. I was so mad because I'm from the Midwest. And I grew up with such a disdain for the snow because we still had to go to school no matter what the weather looked like. They didn't care. "Hey, Tracy, how are you? Good morning" on Facebook. We still had to go to school. Folks still had to go to work. People did whatever they had to do. And I was not happy with that. I wasn't happy with that. So I moved to the South, number one, because this is where I went to school. Number two, I also had a nice little career in the music industry. And then I just decided to stay. Number one, because the weather was great and because all my friends were here, and it just made sense. So I just decided to stay. So waking up and knowing that it's going to snow, and then it finally does. And I know the kind of snow this is, baby. This is the kind that stick. See, everybody's all excited and everything, talking about, "Oh my God, the snow is so beautiful." Walking to the light, Caroline. That's how y'all sounded yesterday. "Oh my God, it's so beautiful." Folks went outside. My children went outside and went sledding behind the house and did all the things and made a tiny little snowman on top of the car, and just, having a really good time. Y'all, it's cold outside. I wish I would have went outside. Okay, I'm just saying, me personally, you do what you want. You like to go outside and be cold. That's fine. I just know for me, it was not a thing. Okay. So here's what we know. This was historic. We had a gentleman that I saw this morning that literally measured the snow in Southern Florida, 7 inches. Hey, Josephine Childs. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, 7 inches of snow. Now, a rare winter storm blanketing the South in more snow than it has seen in decades has claimed at least 10 lives. See, that's the thing that nobody's talking about. Claimed 10 lives. The storm is hitting the ill-prepared Sunbelt and Gulf Coast regions of the United States, threatening Texas gas exports and closing down Louisiana roads. Have you all seen the folks in Louisiana? They don't know what to do. They're like, "What we do with this right here?" Yeah, I seen a couple of them. Hilarious. Some people are making gumbo in the snow. It was funny. But yeah, so New Orleans saw record snowfall, and some airports across the Southeast were completely closed, like Houston. IAH was completely closed. Okay. Now, more than 2,000 flights were canceled because of that. Right. Well, I mean, if you've never flown in it, you don't know what to do, you don't know what to expect, it kind of throws you off a little bit. So there you go. Now, this storm is part of dangerously cold temperatures affecting about 220 million people. Let me tell you what I'm grateful for today. Right now, I still got power. So I'm grateful. Okay. Could be worse. My water is still running. Okay. Because we know, especially those of us who are from the Midwest or further north, or maybe, Washington State or something like that, or New York, y'all know how it gets. Minnesota, you know how it gets, right? You might end up with some frozen pipes, right? This didn't happen, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for that. And hopefully this will be the last one for the season, because before you know it, it'll be February, and it'll be time for us to start getting ready for summertime in certain parts of the country. So Pensacola, Florida, literally saw 9 inches of snow. Unbelievable. 9 inches of snow. Unreal. Once in a lifetime snowstorm in Panama City Beach, Florida. As a Floridian, this is probably the craziest and coolest live shot I've ever seen on their television channel. Snowstorm in Augusta, Georgia. Yep, all over the country. Electricity prices in Texas are negative right now, despite the unusually severe snowstorm. So yeah, it's definitely made an impact in people right now. So let's go in there. You got power until Canada cuts us off. Oh my God! See, I wasn't gonna go there, Cutter. Hey girl, come on in here. See, I wasn't gonna go there. I was trying to do the light news first, but you heard what the man said, because I heard it too. Why you be taking me down this road, girl? Ooh, we're gonna talk about that. We definitely need to talk about that. Cause did you see what he said? He said, keep playing with me. I'll turn y'all lights off. That's what he said in so many words, but that's what he said. Keep playing with me. And we not gonna import your liquor. That's what he said. Yeah, he said that. Yeah. You saw it too. Oh, okay. I just, I'm trying not to go there, but we're here. We're here. Yeah, he said that. All right, Netflix flexes its pricing power. Now, Netflix, sit down, is raising its prices again. You got your coffee. Mm-hmm. Cheers to that, right? After seeing a record quarterly surge in subscribers, its monthly ad-based plan will hit $7.99 per month. With premium subscriptions at $24.99. I'm a premium. I like my little Netflix movies because it watches me while I'm asleep. It takes care of me while I'm doing other things because ain't nobody else really here. It's just me. It's just me, right? You know what I mean? As much as they're, would you say as much as they be buffering, girl? So listen, the increase comes as Netflix ups its annual content spend to $18 billion. It remains cheaper on a per hour basis than its rivals, however, says UBS, with advertising revenue barely making a dent and surging demand boosted by live sports programming. It may well retain its pricing power. So they actually added an additional 19 million new subscribers this past quarter. Y'all know how much? Y'all know the reason why? Do you remember when they started cutting off people that was using your your service? Like if you were sharing it and you let somebody get your login or whatever, and they were very, very hip to it, but they saw that they were losing millions and millions of dollars a year in revenue. And they were like, nah, you can only have this, how many, whatever. And what happened was people started just going and getting their own accounts. Unless, of course, they got the family account, which is something that I've had since the beginning. So each one of my kids has like their own account, with up under mine. And that's the reason why I pay what I do. But I just remember when it was like $12.99 a month for all of that. I do the same with Hulu, so there's that. So they're going to go ahead and make their changes. Who knows who Mr. Beast is? If you're on YouTube right now, you already know who Mr. Beast is, right? You know who he is. If you are familiar with Mr. Beast, you know that he is a YouTube sensation and has done quite well for himself. He is making a decision to put his bid in. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Let's see. Yes. Come on. Who is that? Beta Bride. Yes, we talked about you yesterday. Beta Bride. Because I need some more information about that because I need to be somebody's bae first. Or is it too late for me? Is it too late for me? So let's talk about Mr. Beast, who's actually mulling over the idea of a TikTok purchase. But first, sip your coffee, get your electrolytes and your water, and whatever else that you need. The internet's most followed creator reportedly has his eyes on TikTok. It is not too late. It's never too late. It's not too late, y'all. Is it hope for me? I need to meet somebody first. Y'all, we'll talk about that at a later time. So, YouTube star Jimmy Donaldson, who actually goes by the name Mr. Beast, is a part of a group formed by tech entrepreneurs Jesse Tinsley to buy the platform's U.S. business, reports Bloomberg. Okay. Now, the investors submitted the all-cash bid after the Supreme Court upheld a law requiring TikTok's parent ByteDance to divest the app or see it banned in the U.S. Mr. Beast has more than 346 million subscribers on YouTube. I received that. 346 million subscribers. It's so Mr. Beast, who I have followed, and he's done some really nice philanthropic things, and he does some interesting content, but he's at 346 million subscribers. I want you all to hear me. We talked about this briefly a couple of times, and that is that attention is the new oil. I keep saying that. Attention is the new oil. Your content is the new oil, right? The more that you're putting out, that is the oil that is generating the revenue. That's why people are chomping at the bit to get a hold of TikTok, which is really, really sad, because at the end of the day, I shouldn't have to divest my company because you want a piece of it, America. Now, let's just put that out there as well. Okay, because from what I heard DJT say Monday, I think it was, I overheard like I was in the room, but I heard him say that the United States wants a 50% stake in it because it's going to make millions and millions and trillions of dollars. Y'all, yeah, he said that. And I was really, really disappointed when I heard that, because there's so many different things that are happening right now within the TikTok arena right now that I've noticed. And we definitely need to talk about that. Actually, we're going to talk about that next. And that is how some things, when you go to search for them, you cannot find them. But when you go on a VPN, they pop right up. Okay. So that's telling me everything that I need to know, and what kind of conversations were had behind the scenes with, say, for instance, Show, and then also with Zuckerberg and so forth, and how impactful that can be in making us the sheep that they think that we deserve to be, so that they can do whatever they want to do. I need us to talk about that. And you notice that I'm being careful with my words, because I want to make sure that I'm still able to share with you the information that I have, but I want us to put our thinking caps on. Okay. And I don't want us to be afraid to say the things that are necessary. We just need to be strategic in how we say things. Okay. I'm not going to use a bunch of code words, but I need you all to hear me when I say that ultimately, at the end of the day, you cannot find everything that used to be open on Meta or on TikTok. How do I know? Because I tried it myself last night. I actually did some searches on very popular searches. And guess what? I cannot find them. I turned on the VPN, and guess what? I could find them as long as I was in Belgium, as long as I was in Germany. I was able to find whatever I wanted. The videos popped right up. How many of you all are on either Meta or you are on TikTok, and you've absolutely noticed that if you go to search specific words, you can't find them? You think they wiped the servers? I think that it's still there. I think that they have put in an if-then statement, a very simple one that says, if these words are used in a search algorithm or in a search query, it should come back null, right? Anybody that's in IT, you know I'm real close. So I bet you it's a simple if-then statement. If these words, and it was probably a list, okay, then this, no, equals no. It's a very simple thing. Right, so your friend in the UK can see it. If you're on a VPN and you say that you're in another country, it automatically comes up, whatever you want to search. Okay, you all already know what I'm talking about. Information on the election that they don't want us to talk about. Information on, because they want us to forget. They think that we forget. Like Snoop Dogg thought that we forgot what he said back in 2020, right? We ain't forget. We didn't forget. Okay? So they don't want us to talk about that. They don't want us to talk about what's happening in California right now. So we're not able to actually search that. I was able to kind of finagle the words a little bit in the US, and then it popped right up. Okay? So that's number 2. Then on top of that, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay. All right. So what else did I search? I searched the drones. Guess what? Can't find it. Can't find it. And what they're actually calling the Dior bags now, because even when you were searching it before, they would try to block you. Nelly's case got dismissed. What case, girl? Are we talking which one? Where he was a little inebriated? Because you know he was arrested for that. So just to be on the safe side, I did some additional research, and not safe side, but I wanted to make sure that I wasn't crazy. So of course I went down the rabbit hole, and there is a news outlet in Australia that is actually reporting on what we're talking about right now. Right? Yeah, they're actually reporting on it right now, and they're talking about the fact that if you go and you do a search in the US, certain words don't come up. So if you search Republican, it comes up. If you search Democrat, nothing comes up. Snoop and Kodak got a case too? What they trying to do? You think they trying to get themselves removed from those cases? Well, I mean, they perform for the big dog. Let's see what he can do for you. Sip on that. That's all I got to say about that, folks. This is, again, information that you need, just a little information that you need. I need you all to be aware that there is some censorship that is going on. And we sip. Right. They are. That's exactly what they're doing, honey. They trying their best to make sure that they stay in good graces so that they can get some pardons and some other things, right? They don't even understand it does not work the same for everybody. We see that because he's in office. Everything don't work for everybody. Okay? So, LA victims must now battle insurers. Now, we just talked about the LA fires. But we got to talk about this because this is a little bit out of the norm, I think, in terms of what I know about California. We know every year California has fires. You know what I'm saying? But this is unprecedented. We're talking about billions of dollars of damage that has been done. Okay, so for LA residents who lost their homes in the fires, recovering insurance payouts is not going to be easy, according to Bloomberg. Now, the scale of the devastation has pushed the industry to its breaking point. I bet it has. Hey, Miss Hazel, how are you? How you doing? Come on in. We're talking news and information today. If you are not familiar with who I am, I'm Paulette. I am the owner and founder of Brownstone Worldwide, brownstoneworldwide.com, which houses Brownstone Living Magazine and Cityscape Radio, where people in the neighborhood have an opportunity to learn how to live the Brownstone lifestyle with podcasts, lifestyle, news and information that you can use just like this, and the magazine, which, by the way, if you go over to my Stan Store on either one of the platforms that you're watching me on, you'll actually be able to get the January issue of Brownstone Living Magazine, the free edition. Okay. How do you keep in touch with me afterwards? When you are registering for the magazine, you're going to put your email address in. I don't spam you. I don't do anything like that. We send you only pertinent information, and that's usually just once a week. We're going to start increasing that just a little bit, but go ahead and register for that. Okay. In the same area as the Smart Cities and the Olympics. See, that's why Amber Rose was going so hard. Yes. So we're talking smart cities. See, cut it, girl. Can we sip to that? If you do not have your coffee and your water, go ahead and grab your coffee and your water. All right. Now, the scale of the devastation has pushed the industry to its breaking point, complicating an already lengthy process that frequently results in smaller than expected payouts, I'm sure. We're talking multi-million-dollar homes that are gone. All right. Now, let's see. An analysis of previous California wildfires found 40% of post-fire claims were underpaid. Those whose homes survived the fires actually face another dilemma, whether they can afford the cost of pricier insurance premiums. Now, here's something else that I dug deep in. Hey, Devin, come on in the room. Here's something else that I dug deep into, guys. Listen closely. You still got to pay your mortgage, even though your house is not there. Not only that, but you still got to pay your property taxes. Yeah. Because if you don't pay your property taxes, guess what happens? you lose your property, right? I want you all to start putting your thinking caps on. If you lose your property, guess what happens? It ends up on the courthouse steps for pennies on the dollar. Let's talk about the next thing, right? Some companies took fire coverage off months before. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Now, I'm trying to be nice and just do the news. It could have said I can't do it. Yes, they did. So insurance companies, months prior to the actual events that we're experiencing and we're witnessing from afar right now, are literally telling, we learned that these companies removed the portion of the insurance that covered fire. Yo, man, you no, you good. That's, hey, come on, engage. That's what this is about. This is not a one-way street. This is not a television show. We engage over here. We engage. Yes, ma'am. You calling me to keep my mouth going. I said I wasn't gonna talk about it, but let me sip this water. All right. Yes, that is what happened. And so now here's the question though. The question is, number one, do we hold the insurance companies accountable for an act of God that they didn't know was coming? I'm going to just put a question mark above my head right here. Now, if I could just do it and it just pop up, maybe one day they will have that, right? I would do that. Like, inquiring minds want to know. Remember that song? Things that make you go home. Things that make you go home. Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah. This is why we pay insurance. Exactly. And if you're paying insurance every single month, if a disaster occurs, you want the insurance company to do what they said they were going to do. And that was to look out for you, right? Bean, hey, good morning, good afternoon, rather. That's at least what you want. I'm just saying, thank you so much for the like, sir. I appreciate you on Facebook. Yeah. I'm just curious. I got questions. I'm with you. That's why I just sang that song. That's why they amended their contract. Ooh. But here's the question I have for you, though, Cutter. Do you think that they knew that this was coming? Because it seemed like fires were getting worse and worse every single year. You know what I mean? And if it was getting worse every year, then how did you know this was coming? But you couldn't have known. There's no way that you could have known that this was coming. I'm gonna move on to the next. See, I'm a girl. Absolutely, the Olympics been planned for years ahead. I knew you was gonna bring something to the fold to make me think even further. I'm doing my precious face, precious mama face. No, just like that. I know, and I don't want to believe that they knew, but they knew that fires were coming, right? And these were things that you can't find anymore when you're on social media, when you're on Meta or you're on TikTok and you do a search for these, you can't find information on them anymore. Reproductive health is another one that you can't find any information on. I don't even know if y'all knew that, right? So I'm kind of really surprised, and I'm kind of surprised that the music is so loud coming from the room next door to me. I don't even understand. I absolutely do not understand. So, and yeah, we're going to, because see, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to get copyright infringement. It's going to be an alert. I'm alive. Because why buy all that property? Then it's suddenly, ooh, see, I'm going to keep on. Yep. See, let me, oh my goodness, girl. My God. I'm trying my best. You gonna take me down the road. That's what you gonna do. Yeah, that's why. Hang on just a second. Okay, so let's see. Let's talk about a couple of things that I'm going to be sharing with y'all later today. And I get overwhelmed. I believe I have adult onset ADHD, but I get overwhelmed. So a couple of things we're going to be sharing with you today. First of all, Brownstone Worldwide daily deals and coupons. Oprah and Dwayne knew what was happening. Oh, that show is some good coffee. Ooh. So you just not gonna play nice today. See, and you talking about Hawaii. That's what you talking about. Now I found that to be absolutely unreal when that happened. And now I'm understanding that the price value has gone up so high that literally, but here's the question. Here's the question that I have. And I'm really thrown off. So maybe you can kind of help me to understand, Cutter. Let's have this conversation, please. I really want to know, what benefits do people get from doing that? How much money do you need? I got questions. Questions need answers. How much money do you need? Now, I didn't say that I didn't want a whole bunch of it myself, because I definitely want to leave a legacy. Same game, different board. I know. You are absolutely correct. But how much money do you need? Because let's talk about it. We officially have learned that the United States of America is a corporation. We know that. We know that the minute that you're born, you get a little number, and that has an account that's attributed to it. We know all about it. I don't know why people think we silly running around here in this country, but I think people need a reminder. You know what I'm saying? So when you're talking about like an Oprah, you're talking about a Dwayne, you're talking about these people that knew that these fires were coming. For whatever reason, be it just because it's starting to happen more frequently, then here's something else to talk about too, then is climate change. We don't want to have that conversation that the world is changing. I'm going to tell you how I know. How in the world do we have 9 inches of snow in Pasadena? But there's no climate change. We don't want to talk about that. We don't want to have that conversation. We absolutely do not. It's not real. If I say it's not real, it's not real. If I say that there's only 2 genders in the United States, there's just boy and girl. And that makes it so. I meant to tell y'all, we're going to sip the coffee. Okay, now. All right, now let's talk about some of the deals that you'll be able to see over at Brownstone's Best Daily Deals and Coupons later on today. We are going to be sharing with you, there are some sales going on right now. Revitalign orthotic mesh walking sneakers are on sale right now. We have Poppy, which is very, very similar to Olipop. That's available. Let's see. We got some towel sets on sale. We got some Anchor Hocking 14-piece sculpted glass storage containers that are on sale. Let's see, what else did we have? Yes. Hey, Mr. Hardy, how are you? Yes, good morning, good afternoon, rather. So yeah, these are some of the things that are going to be on sale. I'll also start doing something else as well. If you are on YouTube watching us right now, I'll start sharing some, because our insider is from the silent era generation. I know. Your leader is from the silent generation. Hey, DJ Will, how are you? Come on in the room. Yeah, so we want to talk about that too. I think it's more or less an issue of, if they don't see it, they won't know it. They'll become dumb and happy. Right? Do you remember like the little mobiles that you bought your children and you would put them up under it and they would just play for hours? I saw a cartoon of adults up under this mobile, and all of the little toys on the mobile were literally the social media platforms, and they were just looking dumb and happy. That's what they really want us to be. They want us to continue to keep cooking and frying chicken and only talking about sales and baking biscuits and being happy, while they take what they can from us. And we cannot afford in 20 and 25 and beyond to be in that space. We just can't do it. We don't have the capacity to do it, y'all. We need to keep our mouths and our eyes open, because you most definitely are seeing some absolute changes right away. Okay. I'll be sharing with you guys today information on a wagon cart that is on sale. We also have, let's see, Hoka women's shoes, women's tennis shoes. They're black. I'm looking at it right now, y'all. So I have all of these different deals that I'm starting to get a hold of that I think you all might actually enjoy. And no, this is not from Amazon. It is not from Amazon. How cool is that? All right, so I'll be sharing some of that with you guys. I'm gonna tell y'all what. There's this portable sauna that I'm gonna get for myself. Right, it's on sale right now. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it for me. I'm gonna share, right? Because I'm gonna get ready to start doing the whole walking thing. And I'm gonna start changing some other things as well. Okay. And we talked about that, me and you, Cutter. I said I was gonna do an hour on the treadmill in the morning. Girl, I ain't had the energy to get up, but I'm gonna have to find it. All right. Let's see. Food Network 10-piece non-stick ceramic cookware set and Koolaburra Uggs are on sale right now. There's also some riding boots and a beautiful knife set. I actually have this knife set. It is amazing. And it's by Cuisinart. And when I tell you that sucker cuts, it cuts. It absolutely cuts. So there's that. All right. So let's talk a little bit more about news and information that you can use, because I think we need to still go down the rabbit hole. JetBlue is getting ready to start taking Venmo for your airfare. We knew that was coming, right? Okay. So let's talk about passengers can now use Venmo to pay for their flights on JetBlue, marking a first for the airline industry, according to the carrier. The move actually comes as the airline looks to boost services and generate new revenue amid tough competition from larger airlines. More consumers are also turning to digital platforms like Venmo for everyday transactions. JetBlue has been struggling with losses since the pandemic, reporting a $260 million loss in 2022, additional losses in 2023 and 2024. So they're doing everything that they can to stay afloat. Venmo payment options are available on the airline's website officially, and it's going to roll out on the mobile app in the coming months. You guys, if you want to use JetBlue and maybe take a quick flight or whatever, you definitely want to check that out, knowing that they take Venmo as an option. But I'm going to tell you an option that I did not know was out there, and I wish someone had told me sooner, was the option to use a third-party vendor to pay for your flight in advance, in payments until your flight actually comes. And I was like, what? That's a thing? You can do that? Yes, you can. I did not know that. Well, I know it now. I know it now. And OpenAI is actually launching a multitask feature in AI. So that's ChatGPT for those of you all who are not familiar with the name. OpenAI could be close to launching an artificial intelligence tool that can take control of a user's computer and juggle multiple tasks simultaneously. How y'all feel about that? How do you feel about giving your ChatGPT, your OpenAI account, access to do some of your work for you? Now, for me, that would be absolutely amazing. Because I'm not ready to grow my team. I have a team of 4. That's enough. That's enough. From a budgetary perspective, it's enough. So let's talk about this. Now, the tool, which is called Operator, is part of an upcoming wave of new applications known as AI agents. You're going to be out of a job. But I mean, think about it. If all I have to do is tell ChatGPT 1 or 2 things, give it a prompt, it can make videos, it can schedule your appointments, it literally can call your prospects if you're in business. It can call your prospects for you or call them back or schedule the appointments so that you can make the sale. If it can do all of that, if you can automate your entire system and it saves you money, but you're making money besides, it's time for everybody to learn this LLM or learning language model. Seriously, it is definitely something we need to think about. Are we going to get lost in the sauce? We're going to get absolutely lost in the sauce, and we all going to be sitting around here looking crazy. Hey, Lucinda, over on Facebook. How you doing? How you doing? Okay. So here we go. During a Q&A session, these applications were identified as AI agents, which are also being developed by rival companies such as Google and Anthropic. Now I got to learn to program that? No. Have you ever used AI? Let me tell y'all how easy it is. Hold on. Ooh, chat. Let me see. I have AI on all my phones. I got them on the computers. I do pay for an account and a team and all the things. It's real easy to use. And all I do is I tell it what I want it to do. Right? So I might come over here. I've actually created a couple of them for myself. One for daily news and stuff. So I can just have a running report of what's happening. That's how I'm able to kind of, tell y'all what's going on, because I tell it, cite the sources, tell me what's going on. So I'm able to actually go through and I can just talk to you guys and tell you exactly what I wanted to, what I want to tell you all. So I usually just do one where it talks about nothing but just what's happening in world news, what's happening in specific areas of the country and so forth. And I just, it cites the sources, it tells me where it came from, all of that. And let's see. Here we go. And I can talk to it and it will talk back. She can talk back to me, which is creepy. It's really, really creepy. So she might play with me today and might not do it. So let's see. We're going to go over. Her name is Diana. I gave her a name. Her name is Diana Daily. And it's just for daily news. I get up in the morning and automatically all I do is hit a button. Bloop, good morning, Diana. And she'll talk back to me. Girl, when it first happened, let me tell you how scary it is. When it first happened, this is true story, I flipped out because it talked back to me. Literally, because I was like, good morning, Diana. Let's go ahead and get started. She was like, hey, Paulette, I'm excited to get started this morning with you. What are we talking about today? And I flipped out because I had the speakers on and I was the only one in my office. This was in the summer when this happened. And since then, we can have ChatGPT. Yeah, you have to program it. You have to program it and tell it what you want it to do. But it literally will talk back to you. I don't know if she's gonna do it today or not. But allow. Let's see what happens. Good morning, Diana. I want to get started with news today. Hold on. I'm trying to show you all that it actually does work. It's wild. It's wild.
Wow, indeed, Paulette. What's got you excited?
So I'm sharing with everyone that you and I actually talk news. Can you provide for me some world news from West Africa? Let's see what you can find for me. She's not talking now. But y'all heard her say my name. Did you hear her say my name? Say my name, say my name. Yeah, she actually talks. All right, let's see if it'll do it again. Because I want y'all to really see this. It literally does it. All right, so that was 53 seconds. Here we go. Good morning, Diana. Let's get started. Now she doesn't want to do it. She's being persnickety. And she got an attitude sometimes too. But now if I just do this, hang on. Or sometimes I'll just do the microphone and I'll say, "Good morning, Diana. Let's get started. Please provide for me the top 10 news items that I should know about today." U.S. debt ceiling standoff looms as deadline approaches. And she just starts talking and she's pulling them from sources that I told her to pull from. And it is a little creepy. Like, you heard her say my name, and I'm actually going to pull that so you guys can see it. Am I sounding AI-ish? Yeah. All right, so there you go. So we're going to let it continue to curate while it's doing that, and then we'll talk about it. We'll definitely talk about it. But yeah, it can be a little creepy, I guess. It can definitely be a little creepy. All right, so we're going to leave it alone. Continue, and I'm going to tell her to continue. And if I don't like what she says, then all I do is just start over. We just start over. Yeah. And you can sound a little AI-ish if you want to or whatever, which is not hard for me to do. But yeah. So what I want to do is I want to know how this is actually going to work. So I think I spent a little bit too much time on that. Now, let's talk about some of the things that are executive orders that we need to know about. Let's talk about that, shall we? Because it's almost 12:30. I'm trying to get out of here by 12:30, but you need to know about these. So, executive order number 1, signed by President Donald J. Trump, signed numerous executive orders addressing various policy areas. Notable ones are defending women from gender ideology extremism and restoring biological truth to the federal government. Basically, you're going to be a boy if that's what you were biologically born, and you're going to be a girl if you were biologically born that way. Okay, ending radical and wasteful government DEI programs and preferencing. Now, this order actually dismantles all diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives within the United States government. Federal employees in DEI roles have been placed on paid leave as departments work to wind down these programs. In other words, can I keep it 100 with y'all? Hold on. Let me go ahead over here to TikTok real quick and do my little puzzle that they make me do. All right, so here's what's gonna happen. Your federal government is not gonna look like you and me. If you brown, if you're yellow, if you're red, if you're purple, if you wear purple hair, if you identify as this and you're not, or you know what I mean. Where's my other? If you identify as a specific thing, other than those white or male or female, you hang it up. You hang it up. Period. And some of you all are going to be like, "Oh, you can't say that." Really? Then why are you worried about DEI? Why are you worried about it? Why is that important? Why do you care? Because you want it the way that you want it, and no other way. Okay, now let's see. Let's talk about protecting the meaning and value of American citizenship. This order aims to end birthright citizenship for children born in the U.S. to non-citizen parents who are either undocumented or in the country. Now, back in the day, we used to call those anchor babies. Remember that? So, like, if you were born in the U.S. and your parents were not, that was how the mama and dad could stay in the country, because who was going to take care of you? You as a U.S. citizen. You went to school that way, XYZ, right? No matter that your parents were not, this is what held them in the country. Yeah, we used to call those, I don't know if they still call them that, but yeah, it was called anchor babies back in the day. So there's that. And then what I do know is that the ACLU and several other immigration attorneys have already filed lawsuits against this administration in regards to this particular American citizenship, whatever, right? So what it does is it actually is trying to reinterpret the 14th Amendment, which is a part of the Constitution. And it takes more than a notion for you to go in there and change the Constitution. Here, my concern is at the end of the day, Why does this bother you so? Do you really think that these people are trying to take everything that you have when you got everything? I don't understand that. Okay. Withdrawing the United States from the World Health Organization. This order directs the withdrawal of the U.S. from the World Health Organization, citing dissatisfaction with the organization's handling of global health issues. Says the person that befuddled and muddled everything. Okay. Let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. Hey, Head Harris. All right. So, putting America first in international environmental agreements. Now, this order withdraws the U.S. from the Paris Climate Agreement and other international climate commitments, emphasizing a focus on domestic energy production and economic interests. Securing the borders. So, this order declares a national emergency at the southern borders, directs the completion of the border wall, and reinstates the Remain in Mexico policy for asylum seekers. So those people who were actually waiting for their hearing, they were immediately stopped. There were people that were waiting at the border who were literally suffering and hungry with no help, trying to figure out what they were going to do, and they got the word that it is no longer a thing. How interesting is that? How interesting is that? Let's see. Unleashing American energy. This order declares a national energy emergency, allowing for expedited acquisition of oil permits and increased domestic energy production. It also withdraws the U.S. from international climate agreements. How's that for them apples? How's that? All right, restoring the death penalty and protecting public safety is another one. Okay, initial rescissions of harmful executive orders and actions. So this order actually revokes several executive orders from the previous administration under President Joe Biden, including those related to climate policies and DEI initiatives. And number 10, we're going to stop here. Restoring freedom of speech and ending federal censorship. So this order prohibits federal agencies from engaging in censorship or promoting specific viewpoints, aiming to protect free speech rights, which is interesting to me because on the same side, guess what? Guess what? If I'm on Meta or TikTok, it's certain things that I can't find anymore that I found before the shutdown over the weekend. Can y'all please make that make sense for me? Okay. You literally cannot. Close that door, baby. Okay. All right. Now, moving on. Get out your pen, your paper, because it's time for us to do our 6 list before we get out of here. Now, grab your notebook, your journal, whatever you got, and write down the 6 most important things that you have to do for today. Write those down. All right. Now, once you write down the 6 most important things that you have to do for the day, start crossing those off your list. If you do not finish everything on your list, what you should do is take the things that you didn't finish and make it a priority for tomorrow's 6 list. Continue in this fashion until you're actually able to see the results that you are looking for. All right. Now, what's happening in the brownstone? Updates. I'll come back throughout the day and provide news and information for you on all of the platforms. We're going to be sharing more things in terms of short snippets from our podcasts and things of that nature over on Brownstone Worldwide, Brownstone Living on Facebook, as well as Brownstone Worldwide on YouTube. You can go over there and subscribe to our channel. You're going to start seeing some additional things. Today, we're actually doing a review of Jordan's Skinny Tea Syrup or Skinny Syrup. That's what it's called. So go ahead and check that out. I'll be sharing that with you as well. Listen, go ahead and get ready and take care of yourself today. If you are in those areas that are impacted with snow and ice and so forth, be careful if you have to go outside. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself and each other throughout this day. I'll be back throughout the day sharing fun stuff with you, some interesting things, news and information, and other things. But in the meantime, take care of yourself and each other. We'll see you around.